Uppy, uppy, uppy. It's one funny morning. I'm Dana Blizzard, and it's too early in the morning. This is the dumbest show in the whole world.
From Monday
to Friday.
Sometimes on Saturdays.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
Dean stinks.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your Dateline voice?
I don't know.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It's not a chicken leg. This is a chicken leg.
Look at that manhole cover on my face.
Not a bad rendition of me. Hold on.
We know your brother. We'll give you a ride to school or whatever.
That's called
our
murder
school
in New Jersey.
He was a lot
Like what is?
with his everything.
Oh.
What's outside your Puerto de Clima?
That's Stellan!
Yeah!
Hey, long time no see. It's Lucy. You know, from Ontario. The one that had Jason Momoa in the backyard. Anyways, apparently it's Snowmageddon. Let me show you a couple of things. One, this is what I do in my spare time. That is my snow slide. Yes, I have went down it myself. I don't have a two. I don't know why I started with one. Anyways, I guess it's the morning. So, Dina, take it away.
All right. We haven't had somebody shooting a morning video so dark and creepy, but I loved it, Lucy. And I love that you have a snow slide. And I love that you can't really count how many things you're going to present in the morning. It made me feel a whole lot better about the whole thing. So good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? Girl, it's Tuesday. You made it. I know. There's entirely too much snow and she should move. I know. Weather is much better today in Lake Mary. I don't even know where Lake Mary is. Anna, you'll have to tell me. Never mind. I didn't have to. I was lying. Okay, Lucy. So it's Tuesday, y'all. And it's supposed to be the nicest day today. It's supposed to be the warmest weather. Hopefully it's the same where you are. If there's snow on the ground, I can't help you. You should move. I agree with what Tanya said. But today is the day that gives people hope for the future. And I'm all in for it. Counting is so hard in the morning. So I have been thinking about our smoothie journey for a couple of days because I went and got a bunch of ingredients, a bunch of seeds. I'm going to live forever. I don't know what flax even is, but I have the seeds. I have chia seeds. I have flax seeds. I have hemp. No one even knows what that is, but it's in some of the recipes. And I bought cacao, but I think you're supposed to go cacao. I'm not sure, but there was sweetened and unsweetened cacao. And I was like, I would like to get the sweetened, but I think that's just called chocolate. And I was like, I don't know. What is our guest talking about today? Well, funny you should ask, Felicia. If you have not been here in the last 2 weeks, you may not know that I have given up sugar for Lent, which makes me a very angry woman. And I saw this book for smoothies at the Acme. And I said to Michelle, we're going to start making smoothies, but people keep asking me questions. I don't know the answers. I've just decided to follow the book. So sexy producer Michelle did her fantastic work and found us a smoothie expert. Girl, there's somebody who decided, you know what, I should be an expert in smoothies. It's very niche-y, but everybody needs it. So I can't wait. I want to introduce her as soon as possible so we can start making this smoothie and then we can make it and then we can pick her brain about all your smoothie questions. Here we go. Amy Gonzalez is a registered dietitian. That means she knows what she's talking about. She specializes in functional nutrition, mineral balance, and gut health. She helps clients uncover the root causes of their symptoms through personalized nutrition, functional testing, and practical lifestyle shifts for long-term wellness. And she's also the author of 5-Ingredient Smoothies, a book inspired by her own journey where smoothies became her gateway to understanding the healing power of food and the role of simple, nourishing ingredients in restoring health. She's a mom of 3, a multi-business owner, and she understands the challenges of balancing health with a busy life and is passionate about empowering families to make lasting, confident, nutritional choices. I don't know if we fall in that category as people who are making confident nutritional choices. I'm making choices. I am not confident, and that's why she's here. So please help me welcome to the show, Amy Gonzalez. Hi, Amy.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Look how put together you look this morning. Is it because of all the smoothies? You're just a together person.
I had to wake up extra early today. It's 7:30 our time here in Texas. So
thank you so much.
Set the alarm.
I was going to say, how old are your kids? They won't bother you in the morning?
No, I had my husband take them out of the house so they would be quiet. The time change has thrown us all off. You know how the goes. So
yeah. So apologize to your kids for me for making them get up so early. And kudos to your husband. So how does one become like the smoothie queen? So let me show everybody your book. I put a link to the book, but it's literally like your thing, 5-ingredient smoothie recipe book. How does this come about, Amy?
Yeah, no, I think it's so funny. I wouldn't call myself a smoothie expert by any means, but I guess when I read a book about it, I guess I can.
If you have a book, you're an expert.
Yeah, but I love smoothies because I feel like they're so easy. You can really dump anything in there, and it's hard to go wrong once you kind of get the basics right. And you can really pack a lot of nutrition in them, and just get your vitamins, your minerals for the day, right? Just by drinking them, right? So, but they are a part of my own journey and kind of discovery of how food can be healing and. Just bring in those vitamins and minerals that our body is essentially craving for. I was a sugar addict growing up. I struggled with intense sugar cravings and I had the acne to show for it. And so smoothies were one of my own ways to really clean up my diet, improve my gut health, improve my blood sugar balance, and improve my skin health as well.
Yeah, I've never had how they say you're supposed to have so many servings of fruits and vegetables. And I was like, I don't think I had any. And so now it's amazing to me to at 8 a.m, I'm like, well, I hit my goal. I'm amazing. It's very weird. Mm-hmm.
Martha,
Diane said, my daughter loves smoothies. I feel like it doesn't satisfy me as a meal.
Yeah, smoothies can be a little bit tricky to navigate in some ways because they can become sugar bombs if we're not careful.
Yeah.
And that is what can spike the blood sugar and then cause that crash. And then we might feel a bit fatigued or hungry shortly afterwards. Yeah. So that's where protein and fat, making sure that we have a good solid base to those smoothies will help with that satiety.
And is that in your 5-ingredient smoothies, is there always a protein element in all of them or are they all different?
It depends on which section we're talking about. The dessert, and then I think I call them the 100-calorie or less section will maybe not be as heavy in the protein, the fat, but all of them I wrote being mindful of that balance of the protein, the carbs, and the fat to help with that balance.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the one that I picked, I didn't even look at because there are different sections. This one is from protein because of the peanut butter, protein powered refuel. So these should all be pretty protein filled in this middle section. All right. Should I start making it and then we can talk more?
Let's do it.
All right. Here's my question because I actually bought this a couple days ago, the collagen. Tell everybody why this is something that we should be using. I have no idea.
Yeah, I love collagen because it's tasteless. So you can really sneak it into a lot of things, including smoothies, but even like tea or soups, baking, and It does offer some extra protein. So it's not a complete protein. That just means it doesn't contain all of the amino acids. But it does offer, depending on the brand, about 8 to 10 grams of protein per scoop. And it's really good for digestion and gut health, hair, skin, and nails. So it really has some fantastic benefits.
I was going to say, it was funny because when I was talking to Michelle, I said, is there a protein powder that is tasteless? Because I found, or that you like, because all the ones I found were like dark chocolate fudge or strawberry. And I was like, do they have like just plain? Because I don't really want to taste it. I want to taste the fruit and all the other stuff in it. Is there one you like?
Protein powder specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple out there. I like the Naked brand. Like they have the Naked Whey, the Naked Pea, because they're just one single ingredient.
All right. So so this is what I bought for the collagen. It just was on the Amazon and had good reviews on it. All right. So 2 bananas.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right.
Now, if you freeze them overnight, it does increase the texture, the consistency of the smoothie.
I did not do that. All right.
It will still be good. That's all that matters, right?
That's all that matters. All right. So I have unflavored. Vanilla is good. I put collagen in my coffee. Put water and lemonade. I use a clear protein powder that I put in water that is lemon flavor, watermelon flavor, and it's called Isopure. If you don't like bananas, what else could you use, said Becca?
I've used avocados before, but you could also use like a yogurt. One little hack for yogurt, because again, the banana here in this recipe in particular is adding to the thickness, the consistency, or else it can be a little bit liquidy. But you could freeze your yogurt in an ice cube tray and then dump those into your blender, and that would give it that same consistency.
You said freeze your yogurt in an ice cube tray?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. All right, 1, 2. All right, there's our collagen. 2 tablespoons of cacao. So tell me about cacao. Why is this? I mean, are there medicinal effects of chocolate? Please say yes.
There are. I was just sharing about it yesterday on my Instagram. So chocolate is a health food, right? It grows on trees. It's from the cacao pod, which grows close to the equator, and it's fermented, so you get the gut benefits of it being a fermented probiotic food. But yeah, there's also studies showing that it helps with decreasing inflammation, helps with blood pressure, I think even lowering triglycerides. But obviously we're looking for the pure stuff, which cacao is. It doesn't have like all the sugar and other additives that you would get like in a candy bar.
Yeah, it was funny when I was at the supermarket. They had sweetened and unsweetened cacao. And I was like, I think that's just called chocolate if it's sweetened. So I didn't get it. I got the unsweetened.
Yes, chocolate is a health food. I like that, Tanya.
All right. So that's my cacao. All right. So now I didn't do the unsweetened almond milk because I have kidney stones. I'm supposed to avoid almonds. I don't know why, but that's what I was told. So is it okay to switch out for the coconut? Does the milk matter, like in terms of like almond versus coconut? Like, is it a taste thing or what is it driven by?
Yeah, it will affect the taste a little bit, but I actually prefer coconut milk because that will bring in more healthy fat into the smoothie to help it to be more balancing.
Okay.
So there you go.
All right. Let's do the peanut butter. Now, I'm going to imagine you're going to say your favorite peanut butter is Jeff because it's everybody's, right? Amy?
I actually use almond butter personally.
I can't have that. The doctor said I can't. It's very funny. I had no idea that like nuts played a role with kidney stones until I just met with my doctor. And he specifically said you need to avoid nuts, peanuts, and almonds. But for some reason, peanut butter is okay. Probably because it's not mostly peanuts.
In your case, peanut butter is probably the way to go. Those oxalates can definitely be gnarly when it comes to those kidney stones.
Right? It's awful. Somebody said, can we use regular cow's milk?
Yes, you could use that as well.
And somebody said, what about peanut butter powder instead of? Because I did see peanut butter powder at the health food store. Or do you recommend using the real like butter?
No, you could use the powder as well. That's what I love about smoothies is like if you don't have the exact ingredient on hand, you can
Just
easily
wing it.
swap it up.
All right. So 1.5 cups of unsweetened almond milk. All right. We're going to use coconut. Now, just setting expectations because I saw this and this particular recipe is called peanut butter cup. And I was like, how is this going to taste like a peanut butter cup? It's going to be like a peanut butter cup.
Mm-hmm. Now, since you don't have frozen bananas, you might want to go a little bit lighter on the liquid.
Okay.
So that doesn't come out too runny.
Okay. So I'll do that. All right. I have a tag on my shirt. I did. I just got it the other day. Hold on. Let me take it off. Jason told me that this morning, and I told him it was a look. It is a look. All right, here we go. It smells fantastic, Amy. All right, here we go.
Oh, Mia did bring out a good point. She said you could add ice to give it that good consistency.
All right, let me add some.
There you go.
All right, I have like nugget ice.
Perfect.
I think I need one more scoop.
Yeah, ice can sometimes, as it melts, it can make the smoothie a little bit more watered down, but it's good when you're in a pinch.
All right, here we go. Baby, it's so exciting. All right, here we go.
And I even have mine here. I made mine this morning.
You did? You already made yours?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it smells fantastic. All right, here we go. All right, so that's what it looks like. All right.
Should we do a cheers?
A cheers. Let's do our cheers. All right. Felicia just said, can you talk about added natural flavors? I think she means in protein things.
Oh, so the term natural flavors can be tricky because companies don't have to disclose exactly what ingredients or chemicals are used when they use that term. So you do want to be careful about those natural flavors because, again, we don't really know what's in those. It could be some different forms of like sweeteners or, again, any other chemical ingredients. So I try to personally avoid natural flavors when possible, but again, they are kind of everywhere. So I'm just trying to be mindful about how much they sneak into your diet.
I was going to say, like this protein powder, it was funny because I was like, where's the ingredient list? They're like, there is no ingredient list. It's just like bone.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Because they don't say other natural flavors here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll just be that single ingredient, that collagen. So yeah, when you're looking for protein powders in general, looking for minimal ingredient list, it should have 1 or 2 maybe ingredients. Some of them do have like monk fruit sweeteners. I see that as a common ingredient now, or cacao or chocolate for some flavoring. But yeah, looking for minimal ingredients. What do you think?
It's good. It's funny because you can taste the chocolate, but it's not sweet. But I guess because the banana is in it, so that's sweet because there's not any kind of sweetener in the milk. So it's really like the peanut butter and the chocolate together. It's good.
Yeah. And depending how ripe your bananas are will add to more sweetness too, right? So if you're using more of a green tipped banana, it might be a little less sweet than if you have one that has a little bit more of the brown spots on them already.
So what are some of your other like go-to ones that you love in terms of smoothies?
So one of my other favorites is, I name it the Fruity Bone Broth Refresher in the cookbook.
When you say bone broth, it sounds disgusting. Is it like chicken broth but bone?
Yes. But you know, this is one of the recipes that I always tell people. I have all my clients, I'm like, try it, just give it a shot. And the feedback that I get from them is that they're, wow, you know, I can't even taste the bone broth. Because I use a strong base of strawberries and bananas. So, you know, a common smoothie base, right? And the fruit really masks the bone broth flavor. But then you get the gut healing benefits from the bone broth, and it also increases the protein.
I didn't know we were supposed to be eating bone broth. Is it the same as like the collagen? Is that the effect?
Yeah, they're very similar. I mean, you get the collagen is more condensed, derived from the bone broth.
And like, what are the big effects that this collagen or the bone broth are supposed to have? Is it, will my face do this?
Get a little facelift, right?
What will it do to me, Amy?
Yeah, bone broth, you know, internally is going to help to heal and seal the gut lining. It has proline and glycine, which are amino acids, which help decrease inflammation and support that regeneration of our gut cells. But then, yeah, it does support our skin, our hair, and our nails, because the major component of our tissues is collagen. And so it's just helping to rebuild our own system.
So Felicia said, what brand of bone broth do you like?
So Kettle and Fire is a national brand that's pretty easy to find. And then, gosh, there's another brand. I can't recall the name off the top of my head. But it's also very economical to make your own at home. If you have a chicken, you know, a whole chicken, you can save the bones and throw it into a pot of water. You can add some onions and celery and carrots, some herbs if you have them, and just let it boil for about 24 hours. Then you have your own bone broth.
And Malene said, what if you are not a meat eater? Is there some kind of alternative for that?
Yeah. So if you're open to fish, there are a lot of marine collagen powders out there. Or you could do like a fish broth. But you can also do a veggie broth as well, just straight up veggies. It's going to help to extract all those beautiful vitamins and minerals from the veggies.
So Janine said, is it best to just drink the bone broth, or does it taste like broth?
Essentially, yeah. Some people, you know, it does have a stronger taste because of the longer cook time. I will be honest with you, I cannot do it straight. That's why I throw it into things like smoothies. Or if I'm making soups, I'll use that as the base.
So Kristen said, is there anything particular that can heal your intestines from having celiac?
From celiac, unfortunately you can help to repair some of the damage, but unfortunately that is going to just be something that's present. But of course, adding these gut healing foods will be beneficial for sure.
And so you said your journey, this was, you said you were a sugar addict before, like myself. So you've been a registered dietitian the whole time, or when did that kind of kick in for you?
Yeah. So I've been a dietitian since the get-go. College, my first day, I was actually a kinesiology major, and I went to my first nutrition class, and I left that first day saying, I'm going to change my major to nutrition. It It was because we were learning about vitamins and minerals and their symptoms of deficiencies and also toxicities. And it was just so eye-opening for me to learn that even marginal deficiencies of vitamins and minerals can present with symptoms. And a lot of these symptoms are things that people are walking around with, concerns about. So, bumps on the back of the arm can be a vitamin A deficiency. Bleeding gums can be a vitamin C deficiency. So, it just kind of made me think, well, what if we just loaded up, if we fixed all of these health concerns with vitamins and minerals rather than, popping a pill. So
are there any foods that heal fibroids?
So, I mean, decreasing inflammation is going to be key there. So removing processed foods, sugar foods, getting the fruits and veggies, really good nutrient-dense diet is going to be the place to start for fibroids for sure.
Now, somebody said, is liquid collagen better than powder collagen? Like in the way that you take it in? I guess that's for all of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of claims out there, companies that will say liquid is better, and contain the different types of collagen in it. I say just go with what's going to be the most convenient for you and help to get it in daily. If liquid is easier than trying to sneak it in powder, then go for it. But I personally don't have a strong preference one way or another.
You heard me talking about all the seeds I just brought for all of these smoothies. So what is flaxseed and why should I be eating that? That was in a lot of the recipes.
Yeah, flaxseed. I saw that you had hemp seed as well, right? And chia.
Why should I be eating these?
Yeah, seeds are a great source of protein and healthy fats, also fiber. Chia seeds in particular are rich in omega-3s, which of course are touted for decreasing inflammation and for brain health and heart health. Hemp seeds are a good source of protein. And what I like about them, I think, I could be wrong on this, but I think it's about 7 grams of protein per like 1 or 2 tablespoons. Is that right?
It says 10 grams for 3 tablespoons.
And it does increase the consistency, the smoothness of the recipe. So just throwing in that 3 tablespoons can be a good way to boost the texture, but also the protein of there as well.
Now, I also picked up sunflowers, but somebody said you have to really be careful with sunflowers because they're really fatty. Is that true compared to these other seeds?
Yeah, they will be. And, seeds, certain seeds can be higher in the omega-6. So you do want to kind of be conscientious about them and balancing them with the omega-3 rich foods in your diet. So like salmon, pastured eggs, even grass-fed beef is a good source of omega-3s. So making sure that we're balancing the seeds out with those good omega-3s is important in our diet.
It says flaxseed will keep you close to home initially. What's it? It just
It'll help with bowel regularity for sure.
So be careful. There should be a warning label on it. What's your take on wheatgrass?
To be honest, I haven't researched a whole lot on wheatgrass, so I can't speak to it in particular, but, I do know that it has a lot of good health benefits.
And do you have a favorite protein powder that you like more than others?
So personally, I always keep collagen on hand, and I use that as my protein powder just because it is so versatile. But I also do, I know I mentioned the Naked brand, but I like Truvani and Equip. They also have some really good clean products, and they have so many different flavors as well.
And somebody said, can you still use seeds if you have diverticulitis? I don't think you can, right?
Yeah, it's not recommended.
Yeah. How about cayenne pepper capsules?
Yeah. I mean, cayenne has some really good benefits. I say go for it.
So Kylie said, for somebody that's truly trying to fix their nutrition, where should they start? Like, is it here with these smoothies? What are first steps for people?
Yeah, I always like to start with what can we add into the diet versus what can we remove. I think it's just a lot, it's a easier strategy for a lot of people to start out with. So bringing in these nutrient dense foods by way of like the smoothies, and that allows a little bit of crowding out the space for maybe the more processed or more sugar filled foods, right? Also, when we really hit that protein, I tell my clients, I'm like, it can be really magical in terms of reducing those sugar cravings,
It is.
helping you feel more stable in energy and mental clarity. So if we really prioritize the, again, nutrient-rich foods, I know I keep using that word, but if we just focus on whole real foods, getting that good protein intake, it's going to make the process a lot easier, right? So it's going to lessen temptation for foods that, again, are less nutrient dense and just help us to feel better off. And that will help with the motivation to continue and make other changes down the road.
So Carmen said, collagen makes me itchy. Is it still okay to continue it even though it causes me to itch, or should I use something to substitute? A lot of people were saying that they had like reactions to collagen.
Right. Yeah, if you're having any reactions, I would say avoid it because that's your body's way. It's a signal saying, hey, I don't like this food. And we don't know what it's doing internally, right? That's just the external manifestation of it.
So a lot of us are kind of in that over 40 group. Are there things that, like, I feel like I should just eat a can of collagen at this point, but are there certain things that we're dealing with health-wise that might be, being able to be treated like through food? Like, what are some common things that women over 40 might be dealing with?
So I know, in the 40s, right? I know energy is often a concern sometimes. Digestion issues can start to creep in kind of over the years of chronic stress. Those adrenals sometimes can get tuckered out. And so I think it really just comes back to the basic, again, making sure that we're eating quality diet, optimizing digestion. I know somebody mentioned apple cider vinegar. It can be a really great adjunct, taking a shot of it before meals can be a great way to optimize digestion.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I have a recipe. It's like one of those, when they try to mimic, like, oh, this is how to make, Olive Garden's blah blah blah. So it is a salad. I think it's from Applebee's. It's like an Asian inspired salad, and it is heavy on apple cider vinegar. And there's like a dressing that goes with it that's so yummy. But that's like another way to get that in without, because are you saying you just take a shot of apple cider vinegar like before you're eating?
Yeah, I mean, anyway, so I love the dressing. That would be a good way. You could even add it to some tea and get it in that way. Or I do recommend diluting it with some water if you're going to just take it straight. Do like a tablespoon and like a couple ounces of water. And ideally like 10 minutes before you eat, because that allows those digestive secretions to start getting primed.
What is it doing? It's activating things in your belly. Is that the
right? Exactly. In our stomach and the digestive tract as a whole. And it's also really good for stabilizing that blood sugar. So talking about that after 40, and those adrenals being kind of shot or fatigued, blood sugar stabilization, the more that we can do for that will help with mood and energy and weight balance. So the apple cider vinegar can also help reduce our blood sugar response post meals as well.
Somebody said their 94-year-old, I don't know if it's their father or grandfather, has apple cider vinegar every day. That's so funny at 94. I make cold compressed veggie juice. Is that just as good as a fruit smoothie?
So make a juice versus a smoothie. I personally I'm not a fan of juices because you're stripping the fiber away from the fruit and the vegetable. So it's going to cause more of a blood sugar spike afterwards. So the benefit of the smoothies is since you're getting all of that good fiber, you're retaining it, it's going to have a slower blood sugar response. And then you can also add in the protein, the fat to help to mitigate that as well.
Holly said, what's a good thing to add to a smoothie for weight loss? It feels like it's just all the proteins you've been talking about, so you're not hungry, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
So yeah, the protein, apple cider vinegar is a good benefit. Trying to think of what else. Really all of it, right?
It's really, Bragg's is a good organic brand at most local stores. Bragg's, do you know what they're talking about? Bragg's?
Yeah, Bragg's apple cider vinegar, that's a very common one.
Oh, okay. All right. And so what other things, I know you said your kind of food journey, what are some of the other things that you've seen personally have worked for you in terms of kind of healing from the inside?
So a big root cause of my own, hormone imbalances, blood sugar imbalance was the blood sugar itself, but then also gut health. So for me, really having to optimize digestion as a whole, but then also rebalancing my gut flora is a big part of that. Helping to get rid of any of the bad guys that were in my intestines and help to bring in the good guys and, support my digestive health as a whole. Because really when it comes to anything on the skin, it's a reflection of what's going on in the gut. That's what I often find in my clients too, is when we can focus on gut health, focus on the inside, then it's going to radiate outside, not just in our skin, but again, in our mood, in our energy levels, in our mental clarity. And
so are you saying that if I'm in a bad mood, I can just blame like an apple? I'd be like, I didn't get my apple today. And you could just blame fruits and vegetables, because that would be a great out, because I've been blaming my children.
Just blame it on your gut bugs.
I'll be like, this isn't me. This is my gut talking. My gut hates you, not me as a person.
Yeah, it's funny. We talk about this a lot with my kids and just about how important our gut health is. And so now it's a joke between my boys of, if one of my boys are acting crazy, they'll be like, oh, it's this gut bacteria. I'm like, yeah.
It's not me. It's my gut bacteria. I'm a lovely person. It says, how much protein and fat grams do you suggest for women?
It's a good question. It's a tough one to answer because everybody is so different, right? I mean, everybody could be eating the same diet, but have drastically different results. But I will say, generally speaking, I tell my female clients to hit a minimum of like 85 grams per day. Some women, I'm pushing them up.
Protein?
Yes, of protein.
That's a lot. Right? Well, like if I had like a piece of chicken, what was that? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, if you have like a 3-ounce, piece of chicken, that is approximately like 20 to 23 grams of protein. So, if you're eating meat 3 times a day, 20, 40, 60, close to 70 grams of protein.
I don't think I'm eating that much. Yeah, no.
Well, then there you got your collagen. A good way to sneak it in.
I know. It's perfect. What's the number one ingredient that helps your gut health that you can get a child to eat?
Kombucha.
What?
Yeah.
More kids are eating kombucha.
Have you ever had it?
No, because it's like I don't know. I hear you say that word and I think everybody's real mystical and like, I don't know. It's kind of it's a strong taste, isn't it? Kombucha?
Well, it depends. I mean, it is a little bit of acquired taste, but I do feel like for some reason kids just really tend to love it. And there's so many different flavors out there. So, some really fruity flavors they can kind of start with. So it's a fermented juice, or I'm sorry, a fermented tea drink. But then they often add, again, a fruit juice to give it that flavor. And so with it being fermented, it can be, it's going to have those good bacteria.
Do you like kimchi?
Kimchi is another great fermented food. Sauerkraut, someone mentioned that. Pickles, if your kid's a fan of pickles.
So we have to be adding more of these kind of, it sounds like the things that you're mentioning sound really acidic, right?
Yes.
And that's good for us because I didn't know that.
Yes. So, you think about other cultures and how diverse their diet and their palate is compared to the typical
French fries and hamburgers.
Exactly. The bland diet, right? But it's when we consume these things like the apple cider vinegar, just even thinking about it, right? It kind of pinches your cheeks, right? Your saliva starting to be secreted. But think about what's happening throughout the rest of your digestive tract. Everything is starting to get online in preparation for that food coming in. Gosh, I'm even salivating now talking about it. So yeah, including these acidic foods is helping to optimize that digestion. I just see constipation, reflux, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, all of these type of digestive symptoms that are showing us that our system's not processing our foods efficiently. So, we can be eating the best diet possible, all clean, all organic, whatever you want to call it. But if we have any of these symptoms, it's our body's way of saying that it's not able to extract those nutrients.
Let me ask you. So you're talking about all of these like great things that kind of these acidic flavors do. I'm going to start making that dressing every week. I'll have to do a voila for it so I can show everybody. It's such a good dressing, but it's crazy because it's you do need like 5 different things. You need like the sesame oil, the toasted sesame oil, which I guess are good for you as well. And then the apple cider vinegar and some mayonnaise. It's like but it's so yummy. But what happens to our bodies when we're drinking like a soda? Like I have tried other than Dr. Pepper, which is its own category, but I don't really drink soda. Is it just horrible because I know people that drink it nonstop and I just want to slap it out of their hands. Like it doesn't seem like a good idea, even though it's so good.
And I'm saying this as in college, man, I would shoot back Dr. Pepper's like no other. So I know how hard it is to break those habits.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're getting the sugar hit, and I'm not a fan of artificial sweeteners because they can wreck our gut health and also cause insulin imbalances. And then, of course, you get the phosphoric acid in there too, which can be detrimental for our bone health. But, there's so many awesome alternatives out there today that I think are pretty compatible taste-wise. I don't know if you're familiar with the Olipop or the Poppy drinks.
Oh, Poppy. Yeah, that's been very new because it's like less than 5 grams of sugar. Yeah. No, that has been an amazing alternative. And I drink a lot of like flavored water. So, Poppy was like, oh, if you really need a soda or something sweeter, it's the way to go. What about people? Now, I don't ever drink diet sodas. And I feel like there was a time where everybody was like, well, if you're trying to give up, soda, go to a diet. So I'm like, you didn't give up soda. You just replaced it with something that I think is maybe worse. Like, what are your thoughts on like the Stativas and all of these? Because there was a time, remember, you're probably younger than me, Amy, but there was a time when Olestra came out. Everybody's like, listen, you don't eat potato chips, just eat these other ones. And everybody went buck wild and then pooped their brains out for weeks at a time. What are your, to me, I would either, if I want to just have a Dr. Pepper, I'm not going to do a diet. I would rather just not have it. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I say don't go for the diet. I feel like those are just so much worse for you. At the end of the day, I would rather you have the real stuff.
Yeah. Wow. The grape and crisp apple Olipop are so good. What about monk fruit? Said Nancy. Do you recommend monk fruit in place of sugar? What is monk fruit? Is that a fruit?
Yeah, it's a common alternative that's used that supposedly doesn't cause that blood sugar response. So, I'm good with a little bit of monk fruit. I think that's just fine.
Yeah, no, you're right, Lauren. It's I said the pot name. It's stevia, I think. Stativa is cannabis. That is not what's in soda, and you shouldn't drink it. I love Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm an addict, or as my girls call it, a DTP. Yeah, Melissa, just drink Dr. Pepper. Mhm. It says, I don't know what's in the zero drinks, but I like zero Dr. Pepper better than the original.
Yeah, the zero, I believe that has an artificial sweetener last time I checked.
Yeah.
But try, if anyone out there is trying to get off sodas, try some of the poppies, because they have like a cola and a Dr. Pepper alternative, or kombuchas.
Listen, you're trying to get people to move over kombucha is a small step. I'm like, I feel like that's a real big step.
But, there's some brands of kombucha that make like a root beer flavor, like a Dr. Pepper, a cola flavor. So I feel like it's kind of a nice smooth move over.
Now, so let's say that somebody's able to kind of make these changes that we're talking about, maybe adding more protein, adding the collagen powder or different substitutes. In general, like, what do people say? Like, you'll start to actually see results after how much time? Is it 2 weeks? Is it a month? Is it 2 months? Like, how long would you say it takes for people to feel better or different?
From my experience, you can start to notice positive changes pretty quickly, like within a matter of like 2 weeks. That being said, the more consistent you are, the more, that will snowball into bigger and better, benefits that you'll start to notice. But I always recommend, celebrating those wins regardless. Like, even if you're noticing, oh, I have no more midday crash, or I'm sleeping through the night now, because these are wins and these are indications that your body is healing, that things are starting to happen from a very physiological standpoint inside. And then, we're going to start to see the bigger rewards down the road.
All right. Well, listen, Amy, this has been great. And what are some of your other favorites from your book that you think we should try first?
Well, definitely try the fruity bone broth refresher. Give it a try.
I love that you have like a lot of you have the anti-inflammatory mango. You use a lot of cauliflower florets. I wanted to ask you about that because that seems super weird to me. Why are we doing that?
I love that as a sneaky way to add in vegetables without it causing any changes in the taste. I always like to keep a bag, the frozen kind, in my freezer.
Okay.
And just a little bit in.
It is funny. It's in a lot of your recipes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why does this girl keep adding this cauliflower? Is there protein in it? There's not, right? Is it just a veggie?
Yeah. So you can get some good fiber, get some phytonutrients. Yeah, so give that one a try for sure. You can write me if you can taste the bone broth, then let me know. But yeah, that one is a good one. I also have one if you're up for the challenge. So maybe those two are up for it. I have one. Gosh, I'm trying to remember the name off the top of my head. It has radish in it.
Can you taste it though?
No, and that's again the crazy thing. Now, I will say if you let the smoothie set, so if you're like, make it up before you go to work and you're going to drink it like an hour later, you're going to taste it more. But if you drink it like on the spot, you can't. And radish, again, being that bitter food, it's so good for digestion and for gut health, for our liver health.
So Moy says, I can taste cauliflower in anything and it will make me gag. Do you think you can taste it? I don't think I would taste it. It doesn't have any taste. That's the whole point of cauliflower.
Yes. Yeah, if you're using it, especially, in the recipe with strong fruit to mask the cauliflower, you shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
You shouldn't be able to taste it.
Now, like you have spiced pumpkin pecan, and that recipe is pumpkin puree, banana, ground cinnamon, pecans, and coconut milk. That sounds fantastic. Like, but that sounds like it would be sweet, but it's not. But it sounds fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. We'll have a little bit of the natural sweetness, right? And the good thing is, once, I'm sure you've noticed this too, as you've been cutting out sugar, is that, sugar and sugar substitutes, I should say, they trick our taste buds. They're about 200 times sweeter than sugar itself. And so it kind of causes us to crave just, more and more sweet foods. And so when we do a cleanse like you are, our taste buds get wiped clean. And so it makes fruit taste so much sweeter, right? We pick up on more of that naturally.
It is really funny because I wasn't eating a lot of fruit before, but I do think it's very funny. Besides the craving part, like I'm really in a bad mood when I give up sugar. And I come to the kitchen every 5 minutes to eat something. And I usually just take like a tablespoon of peanut butter just to get through. So it's like protein. It has a little bit of sugar, but not compared to the Butterfinger I'm normally shoving in my mouth. And, but it is after a few weeks, fruits taste sweeter, like you start to, pick up these other things. You're like, actually, this is pretty good. But I don't crave it as much, but it does seem to me that I do need more protein. I actually eat more food when I'm not on sugar because I'm actually just like hungry, and then I eat food, and then I'm not, the craving for protein kind of goes away. So it's very funny. It's, it's like I don't know if it is the same, but it feels like it's the same when people, have an addiction to alcohol and they say you can't ever have it again. The minute you have it, it's like your body wants it again, and it wants to constantly feed that beast. And so, I always give it up for Lent, Amy, and I always cheat on Sundays. Now, I think, and this is too soon for you because we just met, but I think I'm getting my period this week. So on Sunday, I ate so much sugar, but I think, like, is that a true thing that when we are about to get our periods, that we crave sugar? Is that like a biological thing? Because it feels like it is.
What kind of sugar were you craving? Was it like chocolate in particular, or just any?
Chocolate and cookies.
So chocolate craving, interestingly enough, is a symptom of a magnesium deficiency, which we do need more of leading into our period.
Right.
So this smoothie, loading up on that cacao powder, would be a great way to get that.
So instead of eating the chocolate bar, make one of these.
There you go. Yeah.
And then what about like the chocolate? Like I was eating chocolate chip cookie. It was mostly chocolate now that I think about it. So maybe just find ways to use this cacao powder more.
Yeah. And then even, I don't know if you're familiar with topical magnesium, like magnesium lotion or spray. That can be a good way to boost your magnesium stores and see if that helps to minimize some of the chocolate cravings as well.
Victoria says, I crave chocolate, but I also crave Sour Patch Kids when I'm getting my period. And I'm sure those are medicinal as well.
Emotionally, right? Yes.
It's really bad. I would always have a bag of Sour Patch Kids in my car. And when I was driving around, I would just eat them. And now I realize that those are the signs of somebody that has a problem. You need to try the sweet potato cocoa brownie. What? Is that, what is she saying?
I think she's referring, there's a recipe out there for chocolate brownies that you make using sweet potatoes.
Magnesium spray on your feet at night can help you sleep. Now, Christina said, I like smoothies, but I have a hard time with the cleanup, so I mostly skip them. Well, somebody said you really don't have to clean them. Just put water and soap in your blender and just run it. And it really did work last time because I'm the same. I'm super lazy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the NutriBullets, the smaller ones that you just twist and put on there because they're so easy. I just throw them in the dishwasher. I don't have time to wash anything.
Somebody said, I recently heard that magnesium can help out with your hormones. Is that true? Have you heard that?
Yes, absolutely.
Malene said, I love my magnesium spray. When did everybody decide that we all had magnesium spray? When did that become a thing? How long has this spray been around?
Yeah. It's kind of trend definitely here lately. But yeah, magnesium is a magical mineral. It's good for sleep, good for hormones, good for stress response. Gosh.
I'm always magnesium deficient. Just switch to Quinol high absorption capsules. I don't even know. I take it every night. It's amazing for sleep. What?
Yeah. And we actually do absorb magnesium better through the skin. So, I mean, supplements are great. Don't get me wrong. If you want to go that route, they're easy. But doing the magnesium lotion or the spray, super easy.
I have sprays and lotions. It does help with sleep. You guys, that's so crazy. I've never even heard of this before. I recently found out my hormones are out of whack. Should I be taking a magnesium vitamin or a lotion, Victoria? It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, I will say most people need magnesium. Now, that being said, it's not right for everybody. So if you start noticing any worsening of your sleep or heart palpitations or anything, definitely you'd want to lay off of it. But again, we do burn through magnesium at high rates in times of stress. So, I mean, who's not stressed, right? So most people can benefit from it.
Yeah, no, we should all be on magnesium if it has to do with stress. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, time to find some magnesium. I can't have bananas. Is there an alternative fruit to make my smoothie sweet?
I mean, oh gosh, that's hard because it depends on the recipe. A lot of times in the recipes that in my cookbook, I use bananas also for the purpose of thickening the consistency too. So it kind of depends on if there's other fruit in there. You could just increase those. I mean, really any fruit, goodness. But I'm trying to think of like a neutral fruit.
I was going to say I was using pineapple a lot, but that definitely has a more acidic taste. Is pineapple have the same effects as like the apple cider vinegar? It's very pungent, right?
Yeah. And it has enzymes. That's kind of what makes your mouth tingle when you eat it. So it's supporting digestion as well.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, listen, I feel like we could just tap into your brain for the whole day, Amy. This has been so great. The link to Amy's book is in this post. So when we're done today, you can click on that. It'll take you right to it. And thanks. This was so wonderful. Thanks for letting us, learn all of the good things. Cauliflower gives texture like bananas, said Cassie. Does it help to freeze all the fruits?
Yes. I recommend freezing as much as you can ahead of time because that will help with the consistency so you don't have to add the ice.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Yeah. So Michelle is posting Amy's website and ways that you can find her. Where are you mostly posting, Amy? Are you mostly on your website or Instagram, Facebook?
Primarily on Instagram.
All right. Great. So make sure you find Amy. And this was great. And we'll be definitely trying your smoothies. We do one a week. So make sure everybody gets all of the ingredients and tries these out. But I just appreciate it so much. Thanks for being here, Amy.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so fun.
All right. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. That was so awesome. Listen, hopefully you are inspired to get that blender out and start putting some stuff together. Get yourself some magnesium oil spray. Interesting. So don't add sugar to the smoothie. Okay, Holly, I feel like you missed the point of the thing. Okay. No, you are not supposed to add sugar. But it is interesting if you're somebody who's kind of been dealing, I think that belly health is something that all of us deal with at different times. Nobody talks about unless it's your best friend and you're drunk. And you're like, girl, it starts like that. And you're like, girl. So these are great ways to address it and be able to kind of get that balance that you need for your belly. Can you hold up the product to you so I can screenshot it? Yeah. So, well, this book is the one that Amy wrote, which is linked already, so you'll be able to find that. And then I just bought this. I can't really speak to how well it goes because I just tried it today, but I definitely feel full. That's for sure. And then I bought the chia seeds, the hemp, and the flaxseed. And so we'll be adding those, to our smoothies moving forward. And if anybody has info on where to find that magnesium lotion or things that you like, you can share that on the supporter page or put it in the comments here. So Felicia, it's really thick and heavy. I drank almost all of it. It's gone. But it's very filling. It's not like you're drinking tons of it. That's what I think is so funny. Was the protein or collagen? That was collagen. But it has lots of protein in it. That's what she was saying. You can kind of use it for both. So yeah. I found the lotion at Sprouts. I'm sure it's probably on Amazon. I get my magnesium spray on Amazon. Are you going to drink a smoothie every day? I have all the ingredients, so if I want to repeat this one, but my plan is that if I want to repeat them, I can. But I probably do it like probably twice a week because I'm always bebopping. Was that recipe for one serving? No. So Kelly, this was what I drank, and you can see what's still in there. I think this said this was like 2 to 4, depending on how much. You need flaxseed as the body cannot process seeds well. You need ground flaxseed. Start with only 1 teaspoon. Yeah, this is what I got. I got the ground flaxseed. How many servings are her recipe? She'll say like 2 12-ounce, 2 14-ounce, but I wouldn't drink that much. I think that smoothies in general are really heavy to me. Now, if there wasn't this like collagen protein, like this is a lot of protein for my body. I don't think I usually have this much protein. So but if this was just fruit juice, I'd have 7 of them. So I think it's good for me to have the protein in it because it kind of satiates me so I don't go nuts. So ground flaxseed and water is a great egg substitute. Grind the flaxseed first or else it'll just come out whole without the benefits. The fart lady recommended flaxseed. I've been taking it. See, there you go. We're going to have great poopers. Somebody had to say it. And that's what we require here. Good underwear, good poopers. And you're not going to hear anybody else say that on their show. I probably shouldn't say that on this show. You're welcome. There is nobody more concerned about your butt than us at OneFunnyMother. Guaranteed. That should not be our byline. Okay. I'm going to work on it. All right, everybody. That's it. Tomorrow is going to be a little kooky because I am doing a speech tomorrow at Rowan. So I might be taking the day off. I may go live for like a little bit, but not a long time. Because as I was saying, some other places that I gotta do the jobs. So I got to work tomorrow. And, but Thursday we're back, Friday we're back, all good things. I don't know, Denise, it sounds like that's what you want. So that's it. I know. Good thing Tiffany's not here. She thought she was bored yesterday. All right, that's it. Like Judy from Saskatoon, good time, Andrea say. Be concerned about your pooper. All right. And that's just good advice. So thanks for watching. As always, thanks to sexy producer Michelle and Amy for joining us. And look forward to seeing you tonight on Tipsy Tuesday. All right. Have a great day. Blessed day. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny Morning.